And here's the thing that you need to know. Another reason why, in a sense, all of this isn't bad news, because the Bible predicts these things must happen.
Yeah.
It's like a woman in travail. So when a woman's having that, contractions, it's painful, it's alarming, but you focus on what's happening. The kingdom is actually pressing in right now, and Satan is manifesting globally.
Yes.
You have to see this for what it is on the flip side. Heaven is invading earth, and where you see Satan manifesting, it's in all the places where he has a stronghold. In a sense, he's making his stand on earth to resist the kingdom of God. Where the church has to shift is we have to get out of the mentality of simply focusing on the age to come and start to look at making disciples of the nations that are right now.
Right.
We've had an escape mentality that hasn't served us well. The left is into making disciples of nations. Christians are into making an exit from nations. And so we have to kind of shift our focus. With Donald Trump, there is the beginning, Jim, of the new mobilization of sheep and goat nations. Because even with the persecution that is taking place, China's trying to hide it. Iran blusters, but they don't want to pick a fight with the United States. And nobody wants to actually take on Trump because he's perceived as an irrational and unpredictable adversary. And so the moment that the globe shifted was when he released 56 Tomahawk missiles on Syria. That moment, it sent a shockwave through all of the corridors of dictators and global powers, because they said, my gosh, this lunatic guy will actually do something. And they all backed up. They pushed Obama over a line, because they knew that they could play that game. With Trump, nobody plays it. While we're looking at the manipulated news cycle, a Barr, and they're going to lock him up, which is not going to happen, what really happened that nobody missed, that nobody caught, was Donald Trump just stared down China 24 hours ago. China has waged economic war in the United States.
That's right.
And you're not hearing that in the news. I was shocked that Vice President Biden revealed so much ignorance on the subject of China, saying they're not bad guys, and hey, we can beat them in competition. Total illiteracy on what's going on in the world. That the average sophomore in college with political science knows more about China than he does. China is our economic adversary. They have been stealing our intellectual property for years. They have been using their government to create a debt with nations so that they can expand their beltway around. They plan on taking the United States out. And now the money, the trade imbalance of $450 billion, they pocketed that and put it into their military to create a superior military to our Navy in the Asia-Pacific Rim. What does Donald Trump do? They think he's on the ropes. They think he might not be reelected. They think he's got to soften up. So they just had a meeting. And Donald Trump said, we got this $450 billion trade imbalance. We got to do something with that. And we've already made some agreements. And they said, well, regarding those agreements we made, we want to go back over them. He said, no, we're not going back over them. In fact, I think I'm just going to start taxing you now. And he walked out. It's like,
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I love it.
all of Wall Street, all the big money kahunas in Wall Street. What are you doing? What do you do? Because this is all, they make money off the global system.
Yes.
You remember this, those big companies?
That's right.
They're not America first. They're profit first, and a lot of their business isn't in the United States.
That's right.
So Trump goes, forget you, I'm for the American worker.
Yes.
I'm for the people that need jobs.
That's right.
That's how come the economy's in a renaissance. No one expected him to do that. China's going, what the heck just happened? He just got him a walk. He said, nope, I think we're going to start it right now. He said, this guy is the ultimate card player.
Yeah.
And
That's
you
right.
can't assume he's weak, because when you think he's up against the ropes, he'll double down.
Yeah.
So what does the Bible say? Isaiah 45. I'm telling you, the Cyrus anointing, I will give you the treasures of darkness. That means economic renaissance. As long as he's here, there's that economic renaissance. I don't want to predict what's going to happen when he's not there. The second thing is, I will undo the belts of kings.
Wow.
And I read that in Hebrew. I thought, what the heck? Undo, taking off the belts of, what, the wardrobe change? What's that? You read it in Hebrew. It says, I will undo the military capacity of his enemies. That means that in the old days, he used to have a belt with a sword on it. So to undo the belt meant the sword would fall off. Trump will militarily, economically, or psychologically strip his enemies of their ability to attack him. As long as he's president, Iran is not going to do what Iran wants to do. China will not do what China wants to do. North Korea will only hint at what it'll do. It'll never take him on. That's the benefit of it. And that's why we've got to pray, because they think we're crazy, but we're actually the sane ones.
Right.